The first part of OET reading is Part A, where you need to answer 20 questions in only 15 minutes. That's a question every 45 seconds. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you a method for reading Part A, a step-by-step approach that you need to follow on test day. This video is one of 3 reading methods videos. If you want to watch the other 2 videos on reading part B and C, then you'll need to sign up for free to E2 Test Prep by clicking the link in the description below. On E2 Test Prep, you'll find methods lessons on listening, writing, and speaking, as well as heaps of high-quality practice questions. Okay, back to Part A. In the actual OET test, you will see 4 texts, but in this video, we're just going to use 2 texts to practice. The topic will be hay fever. The first thing you need to do on test day is speed read the 4 texts. You should spend no longer than 60 seconds doing this. This means you should spend about 15 seconds on each text. What do I mean by speed read? Well, I don't mean read word by word. I mean scan your eyes across the text to pick up keywords and to get an idea of what the text is about. Remember that although each text is on a single topic like hay fever, each text's theme will differ from one another. Really, you have 15 seconds to determine what each text is about and to pick up some keywords. Is the text about dosages or procedures or side effects or providing advice? What keywords do you notice? Scan your eyes across the headings, subheadings, and the text. Pay close attention to the nouns, words that represent things. They are critical to understanding what the text is about, and most of the answers will be nouns. Let's speed read 2 texts. Ready? Go. How was that? If you're still a bit slow, this is a skill that you need to practice. Let me show you a good strategy. First, I would read from top left to bottom right in a zigzag way, paying attention to headings and subheadings. I would also notice keywords and phrases, such as treated, allergy, sprays, decongestants, treatment, immunotherapy, tablets. So in 15 seconds, I've picked up a few keywords and kind of determined that this text is about treatments. And for text B, I would also zigzag my eyes across the text, noticing headings and subheadings and picking out keywords such as testing, allergen, skin prick test, reaction, history, sensitive, speak with your doctor, lifestyle. And so I can determine that this text is about testing. I would then spend 15 seconds on text C and text D. Now, on test day, it might feel a bit scary to waste precious time speed reading, but this first step is a time saver because it makes you familiar with each of the 4 texts and makes answering the questions much more efficient. If you want high quality reading part A practice questions, then check out e2testprep.com. On the prep platform, you will also find methods for each of the other reading tasks, as well as top quality prep materials for listening, writing, and speaking. Click the link in the description below and sign up for free. After speed reading those texts in about 60 seconds, move straight to the matching questions. Always do these questions first because they will further orientate you to the texts. Remember that with these questions, you are simply identifying in which text can you find information about. And so you'll need to write A, B, C, or D into the gap as the answer. Question 1 asks, in which text can you find information about the best way to find out if an allergen is responsible for your symptoms? From memory, we need to go straight to text B because it had those keywords allergy, allergen, and also reaction. So let's start there. I'm also going to keep that question in my mind, but I need to do more than just word spot. I need to make sure that I can answer that question. So I need to look carefully for a particular section of the text that answers the question. And I can see that this section of the text actually answers the question. Pause the video to see what I mean. So I can confidently write B as the answer. It's really important that you don't just match words in the question with words in the text. Sometimes the same word will be in two or more texts, so this is a poor strategy. You need to make sure that you answer the question and you have enough time to do so. Remember on test day that the booklet that contains the 4 texts is separate from the question booklet, so you can easily go back and forth between the texts and the questions. Okay, let's do one more practice question so you can be sure of this method. This time you need to find out in which text can you find information about who to visit if hay fever symptoms are becoming a problem. And I immediately go to that text that mentioned the doctor keyword I saw before. So I check text B again, but let's read the question carefully. It says, in which text can you find information about who to visit if hay fever symptoms are becoming a problem? And the part of the text I'm interested in says, speak with your doctor about what the results of your allergy test mean and whether you need to make changes to your lifestyle. This does not answer the question. This is how you can lose points in the first set of questions. Again, make sure you're answering the question, not just matching words in the question with the text. If you look closely, you can see that the answer for question 2 is actually located here in text A. Also notice the use of paraphrasing between the question and the text. The question says, who to visit if hay fever symptoms are becoming a problem, and the text says, if symptoms persist or affect your day-to-day activities, discuss treatment options with. The question and the text are saying the same thing but in different ways. You'll never see the exact same sentence used in the question and the text, though sometimes you will see some shared keywords. So the answer here is text A. So I would write A in the gap. Great, so that gives you a good idea of how to approach the matching questions. We read the 4 texts to get an idea of the theme, and we noticed keywords, and then we've moved back and forth from the matching questions, making sure we answer the question and not just match words. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, you will also find our other methods videos helpful as well. They're over on e2testprep.com. You can click the link in the description and sign up for free. Let's do some short answer questions now. They will follow the matching questions. The instruction says that we need to use a word or short phrase from one of the texts to answer the question. The most important tip for short answer or sentence completion questions is that you should not change the word or short phrase in any way to answer the question. You simply copy the word or short phrase exactly as it is in the text into the gap. Okay? Don't change it at all. There's really a 3-step process that you need to follow for short answer questions. First, choose the most relevant text. Second, rapidly read to find the most relevant section of the text. And third, read carefully to find the particular word or phrase to answer the question. Let me put the question up the top there. Number 3, which type of medication is most suitable for long-term use? Well, step 1 asks us to choose the most relevant text. Considering it's asking about medication, I'm going to look closely at text A because that's all about treatment. So I look closely at text A, and then step 2 asks us to rapidly read to find the most relevant section of the text. I can see this section here that says something about safe for long-term use. With short answer and sentence completion questions, there will always be some keywords that are used both in the question and the text. So with these questions, you can use keywords to help you locate where you need to read. Step 3 asks us to read carefully to find the particular word or short phrase to answer the question. So the answer here would be intranasal corticosteroid sprays. Don't be fooled by the phrase, these contain low-dose steroids. OET Reading Part A often contains little nearby phrases that are designed to distract you from the real answer. And I would write the exact phrase from the text as my answer, intranasal corticosteroid sprays, making sure that I spell the words the same and also get things like the plural noun correct. It's sprays with an S, not spray, singular. So let's do the second question here. What may be caused by taking too many allergy tests? All right, because we're only doing 2 texts for practice, it's a lot easier. Keep in mind that on test A, you will get 4 texts, and this will make it much more challenging. But the key here is that 3-step method. First, choose the most relevant text. Second, rapidly read to find the most relevant section of the text. And third, read carefully to find the particular word or phrase to answer the question. So I chose text A, and I can't find anything in text A about taking too many allergy tests. Can you see anything? You might want to pause the video and scan your eyes across the text, looking for something about taking too many allergy tests. Nothing? So let's check text B. Rapidly read to find the most relevant section of the text. Now read carefully. It says here, taking too many allergy tests may sometimes cause confusion. So I'm really happy with that one. It answers the question perfectly. So I write the word confusion for question number 4. Here's an important tip to keep in mind. If you can't find the answer to one of those questions, skip it and come back to it later. Let's say you can't find the answer to question 5 and you've spent about a minute looking, then mark it and go to question 6, 7, 8, etc. You might come back to it right at the end. By that time, you've answered all the other questions, and so you'll be much more familiar with where to find the answer for question number 5. All right, let's do 2 sentence completion questions. They're really almost identical to short answer, except you have to fill a gap to complete the sentence. So the method is the same. First, according to the keywords in the question, you choose a text. Second, you rapidly read for the most relevant section of that text. And third, you then carefully read for the word, number, or phrase. The only thing with sentence completion questions is that you need to make sure the sentence makes sense once you've chosen the word, number, or phrase. It needs to make sense grammatically and in terms of meaning. So let's do question 5. When undergoing desensitization, a person's age should be greater than. All right, so we see the word desensitization, and we know we need a number to answer this question. I actually have no idea which text to choose. I'll try text A and I'll scan read for the keyword desensitization. Can you see it in this text? Pause the video and look for that word. Don't read, look. Can you see it? I can. It's in the final paragraph. So we've located the relevant section of the text, and now we need to answer the question. A person's age should be greater than. For the answer, I'll write 5 years, which is the correct answer. Now, if you just wrote 5, it wouldn't make sense. Should be greater than 5. 5 what? Remember to include all the key information so that the sentence makes sense. Let's do question 6. People with high blood pressure, as well as should not use decongestants. Well, we know we need some type of person or people with a certain condition. Well, a decongestant is a treatment, so I'm going to look in text A again. And now that I've chosen the text, I'm going to scan my eyes over the text to find the word decongestant. I'm going to look for it rather than read for it. Okay, before we find the answer, make sure you hit that subscribe button for the best OET prep videos on the internet. And while you're there, click like as well. There's the keyword there, but we're only halfway there. We now need to answer the question, which asks, people with high blood pressure, as well as should not use decongestants. If you read carefully, you can see the phrase pregnant women. That's the correct answer. So I would write the phrase pregnant women for number 6. If you wrote pregnant woman, then you would get this question wrong. Hopefully you got it right. All right, let's recap the steps that you need to ace reading part A. So as soon as the test begins, you speed read the 4 texts, spending about 15 seconds on each. Then you complete the matching questions. Make sure you can answer the question, you're not just matching words. Then with the short answer and sentence completion questions, you choose the most relevant text, you rapidly read to find the most relevant section of the text, then you read carefully to find the particular word, number, or phrase to answer the question. Okay, so this will all make perfect sense when you start doing it. And the more that you do it, the better you'll become and the more confident you'll become as well. But you do need high quality practice materials. If you want top quality practice materials, then sign up for free at E2 Test Prep. You can click the link in the description below. My name is Jay. I'll see you soon.